Hi, sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya. I hope you are great. So, it's obvious that some people do not think that this boycott black people have been doing most, especially that it's necessary or something because Mariah Carey released her Sephora ads for this advent, right? And a lot of people are not finding it funny. One thing I am going to tell people is that I understand black people or people love Mariah Carey. But one thing I know for sure is that idolizing some all these celebrities is just not a thing. Why? Because they will one day stain your whites. Now, this boycott is going on. Why are people boycotting? Life is hard. Things are hard. Christmas is not Christmasing because SNAP benefits is being cut, right? So you can imagine a situation where government is feeding people, but now people have to be the one to feed even the ones in government. So what is great about telling people who said you are going to boycott that there is no boycott this year? There is still boycotts. People are boycotting. Black people are still boycotting other stores. Do not go there to buy nonsense because you do not need them. Put your black dollar in your pocket. Put your black dollar in your pocket. Don't worry, they will learn from Target and Walmart and other people. Some people really do not think that something should happen. I am not going to say why did she take that ads because, man, all these celebrities do not care about you. You are the only one that care about yourself and other people, the masses. The only thing they care about is nothing but their pocket. But you can stop them without your money. Let's get into this video.
It's Can we not? But what does she mean by that? For those of you that don't know, Mariah Carey releases a video every November 1st saying that it's time for Christmas, and it's usually a sponsored advertisement. This year has been her biggest yet, and it reflects in the set design and production of this ad, which is where this controversy starts. Because it's no hidden secret that Americans, specifically young Americans on TikTok, are struggling to put food on the table. And an advertisement that uses a song that is all about rejecting the materialism of Christmas and accepting your loved ones into your life is strangely anti-consumer. The plot of this ad is that an elf is stealing Mariah Carey's Sephora to sell it on eBay and get a ton of money for it because she hasn't been paying him, Santa hasn't been paying him for all of the work that they've been doing every single holiday season. Which has led many people to assume that this play is about us. This is because the elf that is trying to boycott Christmas was specifically stealing two brands that were boycotted by American consumers for supporting a genocide in the Middle East. The brands being boycotted being Dior and Valentino Donna that were both featured directly in these ads. Because of this, in the general Hunger Games-esque let them eat cake aesthetic of this ad, many people are now calling to boycott Sephora this holiday season. Now, do I think Mariah Carey was aware of the subtext of this ad at all? No, I think she was just cashing a check, which at the end of the day is the largest problem in the American economy right now. The great divide between the haves and the have-nots.
Mariah Carey and everybody like her. Let me help y'all with this boycotting thing. It's not a joke. You understand me? It's not a joke. Our community and what we contribute to this country is not to be joked about. See, we're tired of everybody using Black American culture and the dollars we bring as a joke. You know, you all want, everybody's down, everybody wants to be black until it's time to be black. Everybody wants to be black or wants to be related to blackness or in proximity to blackness until it's time to be black or time to vote. Like, there's nothing to be joked about. See, our culture is not an accessory. You know, like y'all want to, put us in commercials and all the music, the jingles are hip hop now and all of that. We tired of that. See, because that's what brings dollars. See, and people like you all don't understand and don't care to understand nothing about black culture and what we really mean to this world, not even just this country, because we decide what's cool. If once we put our stamp on it, it's now cool, and you all know that. That's why you want to be black until it's time to be black. But please, for your sake and ours, Stop thinking that what we do and what we say is a joke, because it's not funny. And we are no longer playing along. We're no longer giving you the benefit of the doubt about it. Now we just gonna put our money where our mouth is and show you better than we can tell you.
The backlash that Mariah Carey is getting for that Sephora commercial is very refreshing, because it shows me that people are finally waking up. They're finally realizing that artists do not care about us. They are just here for the money. Two of my most viral videos is me talking about Mexican OT and Rosalia. It's currently going viral right now. When I was talking about Mexican OT, how I didn't like him, people were going in on me. He doesn't know you. He doesn't care about your opinion. He's still rich. Right. I know that. I'm a nobody. He's a public figure. I get to have an opinion. But you're nobody too. And people go so hard for artists who really, most of the time, come out with an album, ask for some money, and then go back in hiding. These people do not care about you. And in a time where the Latino community and so many marginalized groups are going through stuff, I'm glad that you guys are realizing they are so far disconnected from everything that's going on. They do not care. They're not going to speak up. Rarely do they ever. And this is no different. And we should not idolize famous people. You can like their art. You can appreciate who they are and not idolize them, because at the end of the day, you guys, there's nothing. Okay? There's no.
And hear me when I say that Sephora sale is going to do record numbers. Because when you add racist, fascist, classist, and people who hate themselves, plus consumerism, which is at its all-time high, that Sephora sale is going to do numbers. Sephora is going to sell more shit than they've ever sold before, just so those people can prove a point. Because at first I thought, it has to be bots. Like, they had to pay for this. It has to be bot. No, people really are feeding into it. And back to consumerism being at an all-time high, why do you need 5 setting sprays? Before you get through one of those, the rest of them will go bad. And that's why these brands started making shit in bundles, not for makeup artists like they usually do, because they know consumerism is at an all-time high. Why do you need a 4-pack of one size setting spray? What are you going to do with that? Using it yourself. You're not a makeup artist. You're not going to be using this on multiple people. Unfortunately, there aren't enough woke people in the world to teach these people a lesson. And they made sure they would have enough classists and racists on their side by putting Mariah Carey at the forefront of it. And that lady been an issue for years, but nobody wanted.
And Sephora, I don't know if you think you're bigger than the program, but Starbucks thought they were bigger than the program. Target thought they were bigger than the program. And we saw where that went. So that's all I'm going to say. Now, Sephora. I'm not a marketing major, nothing, but just using my brain. So somebody pitched that Mariah Carey ad, given all of the boycotts that we've had in the past 3 years, and said, we're going to not only mention the working class folks, their wantingness to boycott and steal. Because times are also hard. Times are also hard. So people feel like they have to steal. And someone said, yeah, Mariah Carey is gonna defeat the working class striking person who is trying to take for their own betterment. That is the ad that we're going to put out for Christmas, with the same language of behind the guise of you can't cancel Christmas while people are actively talking about not wanting to shop big stores during Christmas. And you put that ad out during your Sephora sale. And I'm supposed to be convinced that there's a director of marketing. There's a comms director. Hell, the fucking lawyer. A copywriter. Who, why did this go through so many people? Get produced. Because somebody had to write a script. Get produced. Y'all saw it, did edits, and said, this is the one we're going to put out at this exact moment in time. Somebody's getting fired. And Sephora, I don't know if you think you're bigger than the program, but Starbucks thought they were bigger than the program. Target thought they were bigger than the program. And we saw where that went. So that's all I'm going to say. And Sephora, the North remembers, I'm an OG makeup YouTube girly. I was on the YouTubes in 2011. All right. We was not going to Sephora. We was going to Ulta. Okay? Don't get too big for your britches. We started going to Sephora because y'all seemed cool. Now you're doing too much. I don't know what you're going to do. But it's looking a little shaky for you here. I don't know. Like, it's so obviously tone deaf. That's why I don't feel like I have to point it out. The fact that you have Mariah Carey, somebody who literally is so rich because she actively owns a season of the year, being like, you have my blush. You can't cancel Christmas. Like, it's so obviously tone deaf that now it makes me feel like y'all did this shit on purpose for rage bait marketing, because now we all talking about Sephora. But I don't know. I think y'all think that pissing people off is always going to lead to betterment. Oftentimes it doesn't. So.
People don't have money. People can't celebrate holidays. People can't get stuff for their kids for them to believe in Santa. What are y'all not understanding? Like, the people that are like, I don't understand why there was a problem with Mariah and are y'all like living in your own bubble? And I maybe that's a blessing for you, babes. That's a blessing for you to be like, over here it's sweet. Over here I got da-da-da-da. That's not everybody's story. It's a lot of people that are struggling. So the whole entire ad was very tone deaf. It don't take rocket science. Y'all literally see that SNAP benefits have been literally shut down. People are not getting paid. People are going to work and still not getting paid. For you to not understand that, for you to not get that, something is wrong. Something is literally wrong. And it bothers me for a lot of people to be like, I don't understand. I've watched it 1,000 times and still don't get it. You're choosing not to get it. That's a choice. Like, be informed. Honestly, I know it's a lot of stuff going on, okay? And you don't need to get breaking news 24/7 like I do, because I follow Aaron. But at the end of the day, for you to have no idea what is currently going on in America and the country that you live in, that's unfortunate. Educate yourself. Be informed. Simple as that.
I've been seeing a lot of videos this morning about people being upset over the It's Time Mariah Carey like Christmas video and the Elf being on strike or whatever. And, you know, it's about us, basically. Duh. Not enough of us are mad. Not enough of us, because at the end of the day, if 100,000 of us would stop shopping at these stores, they can still have $1 million, if not billion, in sales. Why? Because not enough of us are pissed off. So it's like, I'm not gonna say we're wasting our time, but we're kind of wasting our time, because the people that do shop at these places and spend a lot of money, like more than I spend at Sephora, won't listen to the outrage and understand what we're going through, because they're in a different tax bracket than we are.
Everyone's mad about the Sephora commercial, not because of the content of the commercial, but because deep down they know that they're right. Mind you, Sephora just had a sale, right? And if you spend $1,000 in their store a year, you get a whopping 20% off. And you guys ate that up. You ate that up like you're under a spell. That's not even a discount. So yeah, maybe Sephora's poking fun at the fact that, yeah, you can't cancel them. You can't cancel Christmas. Why? Because y'all still spend your money in the stores. And part of the problem is that we don't have an organizer. Some of the reason why those boycotts back in the days were successful, we were able to unionize, is because we had a voice of reason, a voice of power that was talking to the masses. But now we have a bunch of people on Instagram, a bunch of people on TikTok with their think pieces. We don't have anybody that's standing at the very forefront of the movement, holding people accountable, making sure that they're reminded why they're doing what they're doing. We don't have that. So yeah, Sephora was right. I hate to say it.
I'm confused about the Sephora commercial thing. The controversy. I saw a lot of people upset about the commercial. I went and looked up the commercial. I thought the commercial was cute. Then again, I love Mariah Carey, especially Christmas. Like, the day after Halloween, all I want for Christmas is Mariah Carey singing All I Want for Christmas Is You. Okay, so that being said, maybe I have blinders on because I just was like, yes, it's time, Mariah. What is the...
I thought people were joking about that Sephora commercial with Mariah Carey in it. They are not joking. I heard someone say, is this play about us? It is. They had a choice to make. They could have still used Mariah Carey in their commercial. They still could have tried to make you part with your money, but they could have done it in a way that was not poking fun at the working class. And they chose to do the one where they poke fun at people's mental health and with the working class, the plight of the working class. Picture it, Sicily. Mariah Carey walks on the screen. She sees a Sephora bag tipped over. There's some luxury goods in there, but there's things missing. And she's like, who's the thief? And it's this elf, famous comedian, and he's got bags. And he says, in retaliation, basically, in retaliation for everything that corporate America, you have put us through this year, I'm stealing your shit, I'm pawning it to pay for therapy. And Mariah Carey basically says, what are you, poor or something? You can't cancel Christmas, completely ignoring what the person just said. I can't afford healthcare. And then she like gets on a sleigh and like turns into Santa or something. Big smile on her face, does one of these. You can't cancel Christmas. What are you, a poor? Completely doesn't address his plight. Fuck that guy. Gets out of there. Can't cancel Christmas. Meanwhile, this is released on the same day that SNAP benefits are cut, and people are actually having to consider if they're going to be able to afford Christmas. See how bright she is? You see how dark he is? He's the bad guy. He says Santa's helper quit, and basically he had to absorb all the work. He has suffered because you're overworking me and you're underpaying me. And the only way that I can pay for therapy is by stealing your shit and pawning it. You know what they could have done? What the other thing is that they could have done? Still using Mariah Carey, still trying to convince you to part with your money, still using this guy even. She could show up on his door on like Christmas Eve, bright and wonderful and sunshiny, and he could be dark, wearing a shirt with holes in it, looks like he hasn't taken a shower in days, and she can be like, what's wrong? And he'll be like, I'm not really in the Christmas spirit. And then she could be like, you can't cancel Christmas. And then she's got her Sephora bag and it's got a bunch of self-care items in it, and they have a little spa day, and she's got an LED light mask. That's a high ticket item, right? And there's like lotions and potions, some face masks, some mitten masks, feet masks, bath bombs. She makes him take a bath while she reads a book or eats a bonbon, looking out for her friend because he's in a bad mental health situation. He's kind of low. And then you make it like a selfless thing. Like, hey, we really still want you to part with your money. It would be real selfish if you didn't go and find your friend that's in a worse position than you and help them. And you could do that by buying our shit, right? Still touches on the same shit. Mariah Carey is the light. This guy's the dark, and there's a mental health element. But instead of mean girling you and being like, you can't cancel Christmas, what are you, poor? They could have been like, you know what you need? A little self-care. I got you all of this shit from Sephora, and you're gonna feel better. And by the end, he'll be bright as well. And he'll feel brand new, and then he'll suddenly wanna go and paint the town red, because now that he's cared for himself, he feels better too. That's how you could have done it, Sephora. That's how they could have done it, Sephora. And they chose not to. They chose to appeal to the part of you that would feel like you were missing out, that would make you feel cast out. Oh, what? You don't have a credit card? You can't pay for stuff? Oh, did you lose your job? But you're saying that you can't buy makeup? You can't do glam? You're too poor to do glam? Because she says in the commercial, like, we're still doing glam. So if you don't buy a new haul, you can't do glam. Don't fall for it. They had a choice. They have an entire team. They have a marketing team. Marketing is their whole fucking thing. And they chose to go the mean girl route, hoping that your self-esteem issues will drive you to overextend yourself, put yourself into debt to buy shit from them, when they could have done the altruistic version. Christmas is about giving. Gift Sephora to your friends and help them pull themselves out of a rut. It's a hard time for people. So be that friend who puts themselves into debt to buy shit from Sephora to make their friend feel better. It's selfless. That's the Christmas spirit. They still could have been slimy and made you part with your money, but they wanted to make fun of the working class. Let that be the only thing you need to know. When you know that someone's trying to play you, that should be the end of the story.
I'm gonna offer my poor little 2 cents on this Mariah Carey Sephora commercial situation that everybody is really upset about or uptight about. It's not that big a deal. I don't get it, but to me, that's my opinion. I don't think it's that big a deal. And again, that's my opinion on it. I don't think it's that big a deal. I honestly see the light in it, the positive energy that it's trying to bring. I'm looking at it from a different lens, I think. And I'm quite sure there are a lot of other people that are looking at it through the same lens that I'm looking at it. I personally think it's about perspective. Yeah, there's a lot going on out here in the world, and a lot of people is talking about it's bad timing. But if you think about it, yeah, people are broke and things are going downhill. But if you think about it, I mean, look at all the years before. People have always been broke. Even people that were living in the projects and can't afford and don't know where they where they're gonna buy their next meal or how they're gonna buy their next meal, always come through when it comes to Christmas. So what I'm saying is, like, you gotta laugh to keep from crying. Yeah, there's a lot of dark crap going on, but what's the harm in bringing some light to a dark situation? And to me, I think it's a little light commercial. I think people need to take it for what it is. It's funny, it's fun, it's cute. And just because somebody is selling something on a commercial don't mean you got to buy it. Like, for real. Just look at it for what it is, as entertainment. That's my opinion. And I'm going to leave my 2 cents right there.
The Mariah Carey Sephora ad is a counter-marketing campaign. Now, over the past year, companies have been able to see exactly how effective boycotting can be. And with the whisper of a Christmas boycott on the horizon, you can bet your behind that Sephora and other large companies are going to try and come out ahead of this. One of the ways to try and dissuade a boycott is via counter-marketing campaigns on behalf of the companies that may be facing said boycott. Now, obviously, when people are faced with choosing healthcare, food, or luxury goods like cosmetics, they're gonna be choosing healthcare and food. So, cosmetic companies would be easy targets for a boycott in the midst of a recession. Now, we also have to understand that marketing is very, very intentional. Even simple words like the and go through a multitude of passes before they even get approved to go to commercial. So everything within that commercial is highly intentional, including the elf having to steal luxury goods and pawn them to afford healthcare. The message the ad is stating is clear, that you cannot opt out of consuming for the holidays. You have to. And they leverage Mariah Carey in communicating this to us, in which she says, "Elf boy, you can't cancel Christmas." And then she shrieks and turns him into a snowman like an evil witch. And this is an interesting choice in a counter-marketing campaign. Usually, when a recession is on the horizon, counter-marketing might look something like, "Don't boycott us, we'll give you extra discounts so that you can afford our products even when economically strapped." Or it might say things like, "We're going to donate XYZ amount of dollars to food banks," and things like that. Sephora saying, "F you scrub, get good," is a fascinating approach, especially when you consider the history of makeup and luxury cosmetics, because luxury cosmetics is one of the few luxuries of the working class that will be kept even in the middle of a depression. Depressions usually signal a huge economic boom for cosmetics. So they're taking what should be a slam dunk and just throwing it in the garbage by saying F you to all of their working class consumers, especially by providing a working class caricature within the e.l.f. It's maybe I'll do a longer video on it, but yeah, it's fascinating watching this choice from the Sephora marketing department. Anyway, looks like there's a new company to add to that list, isn't there?
Mariah Carey, Sephora, y'all fucked up. I don't know why I keep expecting these companies and celebrities to stop being so tone deaf. What is not clicking for y'all? Y'all, that was so tone deaf. I don't care what anyone wants to say. That commercial is that deep. It's that deep. The underlining fucking joke of that commercial is them mocking the working class for not wanting to participate in Christmas as much this year and making fun of the fact that we might be boycotting. This is exactly what I was talking about in my other video. All these fucking corporations, the celebrities, y'all took a meme, the Mariah Carey meme, and then you just fucking made a commercial out of it, but in the end, just ended up mocking the public eye. Congratulations, y'all are about to hit record low numbers. Once again, we can always count on a corporation or a celebrity to just kill a meme. Kill something that was funny. Now this shit not so funny no more. And once again, did nobody on the marketing team tell you guys this might be a bad idea considering the fucking political atmosphere right now? Not even just political, the economic atmosphere. You guys basically just mocked everyone for not being able to afford makeup. And you decide to put an e.l.f. as a union worker who's boycotting? Y'all called us elves. What the fuck? And don't forget, since November has started, if y'all see someone stealing food or Sephora products, no you didn't. Happy holidays.
Sephora really said, fuck you. Have you seen their new ad? So it features Mariah Carey doing her somewhat iconic All I Want for Christmas. However, in the ad, it is stated that Christmas is canceled because the elves are striking. And the people who are striking are blamed for ruining Christmas. Reminder that strikes are how we all got our rights in the workplace. They were then shown holding bags with makeup, saying that they were going to sell them to afford elf therapy, which once again just seems a weird dig at the general consumers. And listen, go watch it. I'm not just gonna replay the whole thing. Go watch it yourself. But in general, when I watched it the first time all the way through, the only thing I could think of was the Pepsi ad from several years ago with, I think, Kylie Jenner, where she like crosses the protest line and brings like joy to the world and it ends all strife with a fucking Pepsi. It's just tone deaf is what we're saying. The jokes fall flat given the severity of the political climate. Read the room. Christmas isn't canceled because people are striking. People can't afford Christmas because they've been laid off and their wages haven't risen.
Sephora said, we don't care that y'all struggling. We do not care. Sign right here, baby girl. You hear what I'm saying? Get your in these stores and buy our makeup kits and our blush. We don't care that you're trying to cancel Christmas. We don't care. People are hungry. People are starving. People don't have a livable wage. The economy's as bad as it's ever been. We don't care, bitch. It's time. Get your asses, get on Klarna like I always do. If this is not a sign for us to really be like, you know what? I really don't. I really unsubscribe. Right now is the time. Now is the time, especially because y'all know how it is when we start moving collectively. Things start moving and changes and executives, they resigning and everything, girl. The way that they said we don't care, Halloween's over and it's time. Yeah, they're right. It is time. It's time for people to really wake up and start using your common sense, guys. You know what I mean? When these companies are so bold like this, they really don't give a damn. Do it look like I give a damn? Because I don't. They would have came. I'd have been better off like, you know what? Hire Tiffany. It's y'all. Do it look like we give a damn? Because we don't. Come in here and buy these palettes. Come in here and buy this shit. Pick up some extra hours. Klarna Affirm. Let's go. I really hope that this whole overconsumption and capitalism, this whole thing, especially now that we see that these companies, the government, they don't really care. Let's really start like unsubscribing for real, y'all. Now, if
I don't know. I just feel like it would have been 10 times funnier had the elf said something like, we're quitting because we're sick of your high notes. You're always singing so high. You sound like a dolphin. Like, we're leaving. But instead, they're like, we're striking because you're overworking us. And then he gets turned into a snowman. Like, mid. Ugh. Anyways, love you, bye.
This is all I got from this video, and I want people to know that if you are someone that idolize, if you idolize all these celebrities and all that, that it's your problem. You are on your own. Why? Because they are also fighting for their pockets. You are fighting for the masses. You are fighting for yourself and for the masses, right? But they are only fighting for their pocket. That is just the difference. I do not care about them. I don't know if I like Mariah Carey or not, but I do not hate her, right? But I am kind of disappointed that she did this. But what do you expect? Like she's going to not take the commercial. Anyway, so they are trying to tell you not to boycott the Christmas when everybody is boycotting, because you can see life is hard. Why? You can see things are really, really expensive. Families are struggling. People are the ones helping out with SNAP benefits, looking for mountain pantries and all that, helping families, helping people to eat, to feed. Now, you are telling us that there is only why? Who said that you are going to boycott Christmas or something? Sephora is here for you, and Sephora decided to do their own. See, if you are part of the people that might have gone out there to buy things from them, you must really not like yourself that much, because majority of you, I don't even know what you need. Or majority of all those things you're buying for, some of them do not even. Some of you do not even need it. Anyway, heaven knows I don't need it, because I can't remember the last time I went out that I had to spray something on my face. I barely use makeup except when I'm like, going for a huge outing. I don't use all those things. Sephora is not mine. I don't use them. So they've already been boycotted long ago, let alone now. Nothing is making me enter there. See, I don't but people really can do better. When people say they are boycotting, they know what they meant. Are you not seeing the condition people are in? Are you not seeing how life is? Are you not seeing how hard things are? Is it not something that they are seeing? Or maybe like you, are they blind? I don't understand. Because everything that is going on today is very glaring. It's not something that is hidden. And I don't know, but yeah, like I said, stomach infrastructure is a thing. And she played herself, not me. Continue to boycott them. Like we said, Christmas is cancelled, yes, but that doesn't mean that you won't put up your decorations in your house. Why? Because you already have them. Still make your life good in your house, no going for shopping and all that. Thank goodness I am not even shopping too, because I am on a hot seat already. So yeah, bye for now.